Have you ever noticed how what you focus on expands? What this means is that if you're in the habit of complaining, you attract more things to you to complain about. And if you're in the habit of being grateful, you attract more things to you to be grateful about. That's what we're going to talk about today on episode number 57, the magnetic effect of gratitude. If it's your first time here, welcome. I'm Dr. Amanda Barrientez. I am the host of the Max Potential Habits podcast, the founder of NFA Coaching, and I am the person who every week brings you tips, tools, and inspirational interviews to help you optimize your habits so you can thrive in life and business. And this week, I love this topic because it is so easy to get stuck in a space of complaining. Complain. There's all kinds of things that we could complain about in life. And one thing that I tell people is that if you're in the habit of complaining, you are like a magnet to a shitstorm. Is that what you want? I'm sure that it's not. So if you're in the habit of complaining, you've got to start to train your brain in a new direction toward being in the habit of gratitude. One thing that I notice among all successful people who have a sense of wealth and well-being and meaning in their life, they practice the habit of gratitude. And the reason why is because they know the secret of gratitude. They know the secret of the law of attraction. And the law of attraction is that you attract things to you that are like you. So if you're complaining, you're attracting complaints. If you're grateful, you're attracting gratitude. So the law of attraction is really cool. I've been getting really into it lately and playing with how much I can manifest through it. We are all magnets. Whether you want to be or not, it is a universal law. We're magnets. So what we think about, we bring about. What we think about and focus on expands. It creates circumstances and people in our life. Our thoughts are incredibly powerful, so much more than you know. There's new research to show that there are epigenetic factors. What that means is gene by environment interactions that shape disease, your genetic outcomes. You might be predisposed to something, but your thoughts can actually change the outcome of your genetics. So it's no longer believed that our genes are a determinant factor in our outcomes. We actually have a ton of power through our thoughts and our environment. And our thoughts attract our environment to us. So I'm giving you a magic wand today to be more magnetic to what you want to attract, but it all starts with you and it all starts with your thoughts. So stop attracting a shitstorm your way by listening to yourself and becoming conscious of what you think about. If you're in the habit of complaining, you are going to attract more to complain about. Watch me and try it this week. I really want you to start to get conscious of this. If you're in the habit of gratitude, you start to attract more things to be grateful for. And getting into the habit of gratitude is actually not... It's a simple process. It's not easy because you've got to start to train your brain. If you're someone who's, let's say, in your 40s, 50s, 60s, I don't know how old you are, and you've been in a big habit of watching TV that's really toxic, watching news that's constantly telling you about violence and destruction, your thoughts are fed with all the problems of society, and you hang out with people who complain and all they do is talk about politics and the horrible state of the world, you're going to have a challenging time because you're attracting that to you, which means those circumstances are going to proliferate and expand and attract and keep magnetizing that to you, right? So you want to shift your direction by focusing on the other side. You want to focus on the upside. You want to focus on what's good. If you are someone who's been in a big habit of complaining, you're going to have to start small and you're going to have to be like, I'm grateful that I can listen to this podcast. I'm grateful I have eyes. I'm grateful that I have access to information and I can listen to or watch this podcast. You're going to have to start small. Thank you for the breath in my lungs, right? That might be where you're at. If you're way advanced in this, amplify it even more by just being grateful every single moment to the best of your capabilities. And this is a good time to think about this, excuse me, because the holiday season is coming. And during the holiday season, we tend to have challenges with family. We tend to get a little more stressed in our business because it's the end of the quarter is approaching. And if we haven't met our goals yet, we're like, oh shit. If we have, there's more, maybe some stress and pressure and pushing in that direction. There's more money being spent. Excuse me. Whew. There's more money being spent. And so there's this quality where we can tend to start to get stressed and focused on our stress. And remember, what we focus on expands. So if you're focusing on your stress and you're focusing on the problems, you're going to create more of that. If you're focusing on your flow and your faith that things are going to work out and your trust in the universe, you're going to attract more of that to appreciate. So I love this statement that what you appreciate appreciates and what you don't depreciates. So let's appreciate. Let's be loving, caring, kind, and really consciously train our brains to be grateful for what we have and what we want to create. And then that will magnetize to you through the law of attraction, because as I said, you're living by the law of attraction whether you want to or not. Your thoughts are magnetic. And I have some people say to me sometimes, well, that's not true. I've been trying to do the law of attraction forever and it just doesn't work. The problem is that 95% of what we do is unconscious. So if your conscious person, part of you, wants something, but 95% of your unconscious being doesn't believe it can happen, you're stuck, because the 95% is going to overtake the 5%. So you've got to start raising your frequency, raising your gratitude magnetism through thinking conscious thoughts of gratitude and start believing that it can happen. And I'm going to give you 3 steps right now to increase your magnetism through gratitude. Number 1, these are your action steps for this week. You're going to want to write them down, and I promise you, if you implement them for the rest of this year, for the rest of your life, you will watch magic happen. My life has dramatically changed when I shifted out of victim negative space where I thought everything was bad, and I focused on the environment looking for proof that it was true, that I was bad, society was bad, lots of bad things were happening, people were getting all kinds of bad stuff attracted their way, and I just thought it was the way it was. And I started to shift my perspective, and now I see so much beauty in life. I see so much love everywhere. I see so much wealth and abundance, and it's attracting to me, and I want this for you too. And I believe it's why you're here right now. You wouldn't be following me, listening to me, hanging out with me if you didn't have the magnetic quality of bringing awesome people into your life because they want to grow. That's my quest, and if you're here right now, that's your quest too. So get on board and practice these 3 action steps this week. Number 1, I want you to start each work day by writing down 5 gratitude statements. So this can work really well if you're laying in bed and right when you wake up, you start with gratitude. But let's practice at work. You get to your desk, whether you work from home or in an office, wherever it is, I want you to write down 5 things you're grateful for, just 5. And I want you to think about why you're grateful for them and just start to really get into that experience of gratitude. This could be things you're grateful for yourself. It could be grateful for things in your environment, people in your life, experiences you've had, movies you've seen, anything that you're grateful for, write it down and just start connecting with it and thinking about how it made you feel. 5 things every single day. This practice will take a couple of minutes and it'll shift you into the magnetic quality of attracting more to be grateful about. Have you ever noticed when you meet people at the grocery store, they're like, my day's awesome. It makes you smile. Whereas people are like, I'm all right. You're like, ooh, that doesn't feel so great, right? So you want to be the magnet of gratitude. Number 2, spend 5 minutes visualizing moments in your life and business that you are grateful for. Visualize what you're grateful for. The more you attach feeling to gratitude, the quicker more to be grateful for will come. It's got to be attached with feeling, right? So you're feeling grateful, you're understanding why you're grateful. On those 5 things you listed above, you're feeling the experience of gratitude, right? So 5 minutes, 5. And that's nothing, and it will change your life. Number 3, say something you are grateful about to one person in your life every single day. How about this? Get out your phone right now, text, take a screenshot, send this to somebody, and then tell them, I am freaking grateful for you that I can send you this because you're a person who wants to grow with me. That's a great way to share joy. Send a text message, send a picture of yourself to your kids, to your partner, to your family, to your colleagues, to your team members, and say, I'm really grateful for you, and tell them why. And watch the magic happen. I promise if you implement these 3 action steps, you will start to see shifts in your life, and you'll stop being a crap magnet, you'll start getting into thrival mode, and you'll be thankful that you're here right now listening to me. I hope you have an incredible day where you thrive and feel alive. I'll be back soon.